What's up, guys? We are here for another podcast episode with Hipposaur Rhinosaurier, human player extraordinaire, UK League, Warcraft 3 UK League organizer, and much, much more. What's up, man? Thank you for coming on. How you doing?
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm doing very well. How are you today?
I'm good. I had a pretty good morning just hanging out. So the most I gotta start with the most important question. Why human?
That's a good question. I played Orc when I first started the game many years ago, but I just thought human was more fun.
Yeah, I think human is like I remember when I was like growing up and playing Warcraft 3 and I was playing 4v4s and stuff, like I would always play human because it just felt so much cooler than the other races. Like you could get like tanks and shit and like griffins. But at the same
Sorry,
time.
I gave the wrong answer. I think I like a challenge.
Oh, shit.
I don't want easy victories. I play only the most difficult races.
So
But in all seriousness, the race just appealed to me for some reason.
yeah, human is the last race I have to learn properly for 1v1s. I'm actually rather intimidated by it. It seems kind of hard. But Humba memes are prime. Prime.
Yeah, they're they're on the rise at the moment.
um, cool. So I was looking at your track record, Hipposaur. I think I'm allowed to call you an up and coming semi-pro Warcraft 3 player. In the skill cups, you're getting third, fourth place. I was wondering if you wanted to talk about the UK League because that seems like a pretty dope venture of yours. I think you organize that all yourself, right?
Yeah, I do the main organizing for that. So I saw that lots of other regions have their own sort of leagues and stuff. So I thought it'd be nice if the UK has something, and nobody else was organizing it. So I thought I'd organize it.
Yeah, I want to pull that up again.
So we had a first season a few months ago, like 2 months ago now. It went quite well. We got like a big prize pool crowdfund, like $300 or something. Which unfortunately I didn't win, which is very sad. So I had to pay out the prize money to somebody else.
Good to
It
pay it
was won
out to
by
Cooper Tay.
yeah, exactly. That was still salty about it, obviously. Um, yeah, and then we had a bit of a hiatus because we're only a small scene. So if we do it too regularly, or sort of the hype will die down and the crowdfunding won't be as good, I guess. But the second season is starting on Monday, and we've got about 15 players signed up so far. So I'll group them into two divisions again over the weekend, decide which players I want to play against and which ones I don't. It's not rigged. It's like the opposite of GNL. It's unrigged.
I
Um,
see. Wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. It should be good fun. Like we got a lot of new guys involved this season, I think. So hopefully, like they'll get involved with our Yuki scene and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think I first learned about it. I may not have first learned about it then, but I thought it was very comically introduced when you posted about it in gym and you were like, it's open to any players with a connection to the UK, and which like obviously prompted a lot of people to be like, well, I've been colonized by the UK, so can I join?
Yeah, I mean, I kept it purposefully vague because the UK is a slightly complicated country, and then I want to have it be inclusive. So anybody who feels like they should be allowed to play is allowed to play. Um, but obviously, it's within reason somehow.
Cool. How did organizing? I should be a bit. I think I equalized it. Appreciate it. Um, how was organizing your first event in the rigged Warcraft 3 scene? Is it
Uh,
enjoyable?
it was okay. Like obviously I know most of the players already, so they didn't cause any problems really. There was like one moment where somebody wasn't really responding, but eventually they started responding, and then everything went sort of smoothly. And then Matcherino is fairly easy to use. That's the platform I use for the crowdfunding and paying out the prize pool. So overall, it was quite smooth. It didn't take as much time as I thought it would do. So I'm hoping the second season will go smoothly. Obviously, there are going to be a few new people in the second season. I'm hoping that they sort of check their Discords regularly, and don't cause any problems, so that I don't have to get my banhammer out. Yes, Rookie's allowed in the second season. He wasn't allowed in the first season. I banned him, but he's been a good boy recently, so he's allowed back in.
You're gonna have to start looking out for Smurfs, man. You're gonna have to look out for the Kaiser Smurf.
That's okay. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about a Kaiser Smurf in the league, to be honest. Just another, free win.
So you're gonna beat Jack this time. You're gonna beat Couverté. Or what do you think? I know, or I don't know, but I hang out with Mr. Couverté a lot in voice chat, and he seems to speak of you as a rival.
It depends. I mean, I'm gonna win, but how difficult it's gonna be, it depends what race he chooses to play. If he plays Undead, like 50-50 maybe. If he plays any other race, it shouldn't be too hard.
He's gonna play Undead though, probably,
Yeah,
right?
I think there's a lot of things I can still do better. Just depends who shows up on the day, I guess, and how much time I've got to practice.
Cool. Yeah. So I have like a question. It's my own kind of. It's a little open ended, but
Okay.
when did you like break? When did you feel like you? I guess how long have you been a 2K MMR god? Say I'm just kind of memeing, right? And then when did you feel like you broke that like threshold of skill or something? Again, very
Never.
open ended. I'm just curious.
So I think when I started playing again in, what was it, maybe May of last year, I think I would have to check with Scott, but I was like 1600, 1700 player, and then I had a lot of time on my hands, so I played a lot of games, and I tried to I tried to be a bit more regimented about sort of watching my replays and seeing where I can improve and talking to people, and that helped me over the like few months get to like 1900, 1800, 1900 kind of level by like June, July of last year, I think. And then I don't want to say I've been at a barrier, but I've been around sort of 1900, slightly below 2000 MMR, maybe occasionally on 2000 MMR since maybe July of last year or something. When did I think I broke the ceiling? Never. I still think I'm sort of at the lower end of competitive players, I guess, or players that
Right.
play in like tournaments and stuff. Um, Probably because my practice at the moment isn't very regimented. I used to play a lot of games. Now I don't play that many games anymore. Maybe like 20 a day or something.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. I play like
According
5 a day.
according to Hitman, that's how you're supposed to do it. Play a lot
Yeah,
earlier, and then once you get to that level, you don't need to play as much, or maybe you do. I don't know.
I'm definitely still in a stage where I would get better if I played more.
Hmm.
But at the moment, it's like sometimes I have days where, especially if I lose at the beginning of the day, I'll just keep playing and playing and playing because I'm so annoyed that I lost, which usually doesn't end up well. It's the times when I'm doing well that I only play like 3 games a day, and I'm like, okay, I'm nearly at 2000 MMR now. I don't want to mess it up by losing, which usually hampers my actual improvement because the times when I'm playing well, I don't play.
Yeah, I'm stalking your stats, and you are a fucking grinder, dude. Holy shit, you have like so many games in some seasons. But that makes sense. I mean, I noticed the most improvement for myself when I played like, I think I'm kind of like newer to 1v1s. But I think one season I played like 300 games of work, in one season, and that's when it like really clicked for me.
You also have to take into account I'm a graduate student at the moment at the end of my degree. So every time I'm playing, I'm not writing my thesis. So
Ah,
I'm using it sort of as a avoidance to actually
mm.
doing the things I'm supposed to be doing, because writing my thesis it's not that fun actually. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. So I'm tempted to ask you about your thesis because that's like the natural like flow of conversation. But then it's kind of like one of those like, well, you clearly do you even want to talk about your thesis? Like,
I mean, I don't mind.
oh hell yeah.
I don't think I have that much to discuss about it, but sure, hit me. You know.
What do you what are you getting a yeah? What's your thesis about? Is it cool?
Yes, I'm a PhD student in sort of maths and theoretical physics.
Okay, it's cool.
My thesis is going to be about. It's actually a mix of topics. It's sort of most of what I do is sort of quantum field theory related. So I've got some quantum field theory on curved background stuff mainly, which might not mean anything to anybody. Um, yeah, and then sort of I've got some math sections in there that are things that I worked out on representation theory related to my projects. And then something I did at the beginning on supergravity should be in there as well. But yeah, these sound like big words, but the actual things I did are very, very small things in very specialist areas, I guess.
Algebra, abstract algebra, epic. I think you get along with my brother. My brother is I'm not gonna say doing something similar because obviously he's not, but he does math and physics for the government.
Oh, very
Of
nice.
yeah, I don't know. It's really serious.
Hmm.
I think he's like solving space or something, and I'm just like, nice job, dude. I'm really glad you're out there doing that.
I mean, that's how I feel about whenever anybody else talks to me about their research. I'm like, I don't understand any of this, but I'm glad you're doing it, so I don't have
Yeah,
to.
that's interesting. Okay, then it's gonna be hard for me to ask more questions because I'm not, I'm not
Yeah,
particularly privy
that's all
on
right.
abstract algebra, say. But that's dope. That's dope. I majored in computer science, and um math majors are the smartest people in the world. Let alone a math PhD. Too much, man. You I guess you're wasting your time with Warcraft 3.
I don't know if I'm wasting my time. I enjoy it a lot more at the moment.
Okay, good. But you're not.
Um, I guess I've only because I'm at sort of at the end stages. Obviously, like parts of doing research are really fun, but writing about what you've done is not fun. It's kind of boring. So I've got a few
Yeah.
more months of this left, and then be finished. And then I'm obviously going to be a full-time Warcraft 3 pro with my many qualifications covered.
Yeah. Professional Twitch chatter. Um how many
Oh, for
times
sure.
have you beaten Agent more than he's beaten you?
Um, no, I don't think so. In the grand scheme of things, I think he's definitely got one up on me at the moment. But
So
recently, it's come a lot closer. Like I've got a good record on him against him on ladder the last few games, and then obviously the tournament games yesterday. I lost him 2-1, but I think I could have won all games.
I think there's a meme that every human player is bad at mirror. Or it if
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think mirror at the moment is actually okay. I'm struggling a lot more in other matchups. But yeah, there was a point where I really, really disliked human mirror. I just didn't understand it.
yeah, I don't really understand it either. Make breakers, five head, thing like that. What do you
Oh, break is actually my like. I like breaker mirror. I think it's like probably my favorite way of playing human mirror. I
hmm.
dislike Last Refuge and Echo Isles type play style where you got merc camps and it's just kind of messy for a long time. And then you go into knights. I don't understand knights very well. Um, I've been trying to sort of get better at it recently, so I do a lot more expansions these days than I used to. I used to always play one base. Now I
Mm-mm.
try to put in a lot more expansions just to get better at the things I don't like.
Yeah.
But I'm most comfortable, I think, in Break a Mirror because Break a Mirror is there's like a recipe to it. It's like you creep, then you go and attack your opponent, or you fight in the middle at level 3. You try to out micro him, kill some footmen, kill some peasants if you can, and then you make a Mountain King. You expand, and you just keep making breakers and like try to kill each other. It's very straightforward, whereas some matchups are quite messy.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm curious of a couple things. I'm not sure which coconut to open first. So as far as human balance goes,
Mm.
um, I know one of the most controversial topics is human versus undead. What do you think?
Um, I'm not going to say it's like completely busted. Um, I do think it's very easy for the human to make a mistake. That's like really hard to recover from,
Hmm.
especially in the early game compared to the undead. And if you fall behind in the early game as the human player, it's very, very difficult to recover from that. Whereas as undead, you have a lot more recovery mechanics. You can always, as long as you get to the late game, you get some good hero levels, you can get a surprise hero kill and win the game. So I think it's just technically a harder matchup for the human player. It's
I
not
see.
if the human player performs well, he can win. But if he starts to like let his concentration drop or misplaces a few of his units somewhere, it can be very difficult to recover from. I think. Um, yeah, I think it's not really a balance problem. It's more like a ease of execution problem. Like the early game is a lot. The undead has a lot more room for error, whereas or he can allow himself to make a lot more mistakes than the human player can. I think.
Right, especially when well, I don't really I know the least about humans, so I'm just gonna do my best. But especially when like the meta might be like, or the best play might be like an early expo or fast expo, where I guess a DK could really punish you, right, and like take out like 5, 6, 7 peasants or whatever.
Yeah, I think whenever you're fast expanding against undead or orc, it's a game of details, and the details make really really big differences. Like if you can save one or two extra peasants from one or two skeleton hits, like the game is completely different because you just tech like 30, 40 seconds earlier than you would otherwise. And against undead, it's quite difficult to buy time, like compared to night elf. Buying time is relatively easy because footmen have like great utility and they're very difficult for the night elf to kill, whereas undead can kill units very very quickly. Um, like footmen are not that much of a problem for them, so it's a lot more difficult to buy time if you fall behind.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think
definitely.
if you survive well and you get your army up, you get your heroes, it's fairly even. I'm always annoyed by banshees. Like AMS is just boring.
See
Like
that was the next thing I was gonna ask is, do you think AMS is like, I'm not gonna say broken, but like maybe not balanced for that matchup? Because
I just think
that's what I've heard from some people, or at least that's their opinion.
um, I just think it's very unfun to play against. It's the kind of thing where undead heroes, their spells get scarier and scarier as the game goes on. So you have to be more and more careful of your heroes and units. Whereas the undead, the later the game goes, kind of the less careful he has to be because you could just absorb 300 magic damage and recast it. Um, I don't know. I don't enjoy playing against AMS very much.
Mm.
Obviously, it's somehow necessary because every other unit is quite squishy otherwise. But when you like skill to Blizzard or something, and there's just an undead army standing in a level 3 Blizzard for like 5 minutes, it's
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of it's kind
definitely.
of boring. Like, but it's obviously necessary somehow. So
Yeah, I think it's yeah. I've read some interesting comments on that from people who are good and people who are bad. But my
yeah,
favorite is yeah. Can we talk about your? I guess Uranus is banned. Am I even allowed to talk about him?
I don't know.
You,
But I think to be honest, at my level, it's not necessary that things are too strong. Like my opponents are, if they're similar level to me, we both make enough mistakes that it's the player who makes less mistakes in the end wins, regardless of the race. Some things are easier to execute than others, but it's just a matter of being a better player or not.
Do you have any I guess I wouldn't say like guidance, but maybe how do you choose whether to uh fast expo or one base in a situation where you can do both?
Uh, I mean,
Like it.
I know as a player, my strength is not. I'm not renowned for my amazing micro. I think
Okay.
even at my level, I think my micro is average, if not below average. So I think I tend to prefer playing on more bases in most matchups.
Mm-mm.
So I always want to expand against Night Elf and Undead because I know if we take a fight and it comes down to micro, I'll probably not come out ahead unless I'm ahead otherwise. Like I find it very difficult if I'm even economy against something like a Night Elf player. I find it very difficult.
Have you ever played against Paz? Paz's Panda?
I've not played against him playing Panda, but I played against Paz before. I think, yeah.
Panda's pretty
I
good. Panda first, great against human, man.
I played against Smurf doing it once the other day. I was very annoyed that I lost that game actually, but I won't go into too much details.
Uh, um, yeah, awesome insights. And the other coconut was So what do you think about this is mostly, I guess, this is something that I wouldn't know if Paz didn't talk about it all the time, but I think it does seem to be at least an interesting talking point. Uh what do you think about the two best humans historically? They're not active right now. And so then I guess there is often in these tournaments, the same like top two, top three, like Orc Undead Night Elf players coming up out on top, but then you're left with like Chimiko, or not that Chimiko is like bad or anything, but Chimiko, if Chimiko is number one, but really he's number three if Infi or Tha are still playing, or like what do you think about that dynamic? Because Paz is super convinced on that, and I find it to be an interesting analysis, but
Uh, I don't think I agree with that necessarily. I
okay,
think
awesome.
Sok and Chimiko are like similar levels to all the other top players. As like today in the WGL Pro qualifiers for this month, they were two of the top four. One of them got to the final. Was very competitive in the final. I think they maybe struggle a bit against like Orc players at the moment, but that's just because the matchup hasn't been figured out yet. But I think like skill wise, they can compete with top players.
Mm,
Like not, I accept that none of them have won major tier one tournaments yet, but I don't think it's impossible for them to do that.
could be coming.
Should be coming. It's the patch
Should be
for it.
coming. Yeah, it's the Hoover patch. True.
Yeah, it's embarrassing not to now.
Yeah. Sock like almost won the game that was played today. I think it was 2-3.
Yeah, 3-2 against Lolite in the final.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lolite plays a bit non-standard.
Um. So when lands come back, do you think you'll try to go to any lands?
Me personally, I think I'd like to. Like, I know I won't win. I probably won't place well. It'll be like an ESL Open Cup. First round exit,
Yeah.
but somebody has to exit in the first round. But I think it'd be nice to like meet people. Obviously, I spent a lot of time with a few people recently, sort of online, getting to know them. Um, yeah, like I'd go. I'd probably go anywhere in Europe. Well, most places in Europe are sort of within reach for me. And money shouldn't be an issue as long as it's not too much. I'd be willing to sort of invest my holiday money into it.
Epic. Yeah. No, I think it'd be fun just for, the experience. Obviously, if I went, I would have no hopes of winning anything. Just a
Yeah, I
trash
mean,
player.
I used to go to LAN. I used to play StarCraft 2 before this. Well, I say before this. I took a long, like, at least 3 or 4 year break where I didn't play anything. But I sort of used to go to LANs around the UK for StarCraft 2, and it was lots of fun. So I'd love to do it again, and I'd love to play on a LAN for Warcraft 3, which is the game I played before StarCraft 2, and it's the game I really enjoy a lot more.
What did you play in StarCraft 2? What was your main race?
I was a Zerg player in StarCraft 2.
I played StarCraft 2 a bit, but not like I played this game.
I see Sefid in the chat saying we're going to have a LAN at Governor's house. That'd be very nice. I'm sure he's got a huge mansion.
Who's governor? Does he have a
He's a
mansion?
member of our UK scene.
Oh, is he an oil prince?
He's not an oil prince. He's an actual prince.
What?
Like he's Prince William.
Oh, are you trolling me, bro?
Well, there's some truth to it, but
There's
yeah.
some truth to it. Whoa, that's epic.
Let's just say that he could be a stunt double.
Interesting. Yeah, I stumbled across like rocket beans or whatever. I don't know if you know like the
Yeah, I know the Rocket Beans. I play in one of the Rocket Beans leagues actually.
yeah, it's fascinating to me how in other parts of the world, such as Germany or I guess China, like Warcraft 3 is just like a very like normal, I guess kind of normal thing where like very kind of like normal people play Warcraft 3. I'm not saying like not normal people play Warcraft 3 outside of certain scenes. I'm just saying like you could. I feel like it would be very very strange for somebody who like could be a prince. Well, I guess it'd be strange for other reasons. It'd be very strange to meet like a celebrity to me in America
Yeah,
who played Warcraft 3. Like that would just be like unheard of.
I guess it's not a cool game anymore.
Yeah, it's not a cool game anymore. Exactly.
I'm sure when the Frost Giant game comes out, there'll be a few well-known players that, well, like not players, but people that tried out, especially on the first day. It was the same with Reforged when you had like XUC or whatever. Or
Yeah, I
if
guess they'll
if
probably get
Reforged came out
everyone,
today,
man.
if Reforged came out today, you definitely see it on Hot Tub streams, but
You definitely see it on hot tub streams.
only for like a day. But then they'd be like, "This game is the graphics are awful," and play something else like Minecraft or whatever.
Um, yeah, I kind of want to get a hot tub. I might do a hot tub stream.
I mean, it's probably nice to have a hot tub,
Yeah,
chill,
but they're not really hot tubs. What they have, they're like little like
kiddie
inflatable
pools.
pools. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd make it a lot easier to watch Bidoo if I was already in a hot tub, ready and in
Can you care
position.
to? Yeah, or nice. Would you like sit in a hot tub with Bidoo for like 12 hours?
Only 12 hours.
Only 12
It's not
hours.
enough, is it?
I was I totally got derailed from something funny, but
That's
perfect. Um. Uh. Awesome. Awesome. So you're a very regimented player, clearly. Um. From
if you say so.
well, you said it. You said it. And I looked at your stats. You're clearly a very regimented player. What's the next move? As Grinchy Main would say, where are you? Where's your head at? What's the game plan for improving?
I don't know if I really have a game plan at the moment. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I'll probably have to cut down my playing time a bit over the next few months to actually finish my degree.
Oh,
But hopefully, I have a lot of playing time at the moment that I can use, but not use very productively. Yeah, I guess same as at work, I procrastinate a lot in the time where I watch streams and meme and chat and stuff like that. If I just use that for playing, I could play a few more games a day, I guess.
Yeah, but
So
then it'd
hopefully
be
it'll
like
be
a job.
yeah. Hopefully I'll keep playing over the next few months as I finish my degree, and then I don't have plans for afterwards yet. I'd like to take a few months off to, I don't know. I guess in the past people would say travel and stuff, but I don't know how possible that is. But just to sort of recover my headspace from like 8 years at university now. Some of
Yeah,
which has
man.
been easy, some of which has been a bit trickier, and then I guess find a job of some sort.
I'm sure you'll be able to find something that you enjoy with that PhD in I forget,
Uh,
physics and mathematics
yeah, it's
combination.
kind of like it's like a weird intersection between the two. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. You know, it's all my friends have found jobs, and if they find jobs, I can do it too. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like a break like that is definitely perfect
But
time to
playing wise, I guess there's like a month and a half now before the next DreamHack qualifier. I would love to be able to play in a closed qualifier for DreamHack and like
mhm.
be in all the hype on the like Back to Warcraft stream with like 1,000 people watching or whatever. Like I've been on the stream before, but it's only for like open cups or something. It'd be really nice to like get to a, I don't know, a closed event, something I qualified for, something I got invited in or something. So I've got like a month and a half to prepare for that. I don't think I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily realistic, but it's the kind of thing that you dream about at night, and
I
like you
like
wake up
it.
in the
That
morning
sounds like
and you're like,
that sounds
all right, it's go
epic.
time.
Hell yeah.
You load up to the ladder. You're like, all right, I'm going to do this. Then you lose to a night off player, and you're like, all right, screw this.
True.
I'm done with the day. But yeah, I mean, game wise, I'd like to become more competitive as time goes on, but I'm also not. I don't play this game to make money or to compete. I play this game mainly for fun.
Let's say
So
you got into the clues qualifier. I'm sure you watched some of the like Sonic stunt with like his girlfriend, the warden. Would you do any like
uh,
weird camera stunts?
I'd go all out.
You go all out.
If I get to an interview on Back to Warcraft,
Yeah.
chat better watch out.
Chat better watch out. Bigger than Fire Be Do fake drama.
I mean, it'd be my only time I'd ever go on there, so I'd have to make sure people remember me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I do yet, but I try to make myself memorable somehow.
Awesome. I guess you gotta. I don't know, man. I think you could probably land it. Star shaped started playing orc randomly, right? That's the meme.
Yeah, but he's got years of experience on me, and he's a very very clever player. I'm not a clever player. I'm pretty dumb when it comes to the game. People tell me I'm smart in real life. I don't necessarily believe that, but in game, I don't. I'm not the best at making like correct split-second decisions, um, which is why I have to play like a million games because I don't understand the game very well. I just I just get very good at doing the same thing over and over again, I guess. And hopefully, sometimes the things I do are the right things. Usually, they're not the right things, but I just control them better than my opponent sometimes.
So if you're not smart, I have to like ask who is smart.
Well, I think there are like Thor Zane is a very very smart player. He thinks very deeply about what he does after the games or in between the games, and he can apply that in the games he plays. Starshape thinks a lot about the games he plays, and he makes good decisions. And there are other players which I think play a lot more instinctively. They don't necessarily think about what they do; they just have good instincts for the game. I have neither of those two yet, but it's the kind of things you have to learn.
Have you do you have any like memorable ladder defeats? Like I know Kuberte beat Grubby once. Have you beaten
Uh,
Happy?
yeah, I've beaten Happy before.
Oh
That
yeah?
was the highlight of my life. He was playing Night Elf, but details don't matter for this, but that was nice. I think I beat 1-0 the other day, which was very unexpected.
See?
Uh,
Yeah, you could make the close qualifier.
well, it just depends who shows up. It's a lot who shows up on the day, like what kind of lucky bracket you get, especially for someone like me. There are players that I feel like I have a chance against, and then there are players of the same level where I'm like, I never beat this guy on ladder. I'm not going to do it now. And then it would take a good bracket and a lot of luck and a lot of preparation, all of which are in the future. So I don't want to say I'm going to do it, right? I just like that's the kind of thing that would be nice, but it would take a lot of work.
So as a I'm gonna call you as a high level human player, who do you look to learn from and stuff? Because to some
So
extent, there's only so many people. Like you're in the top 2%.
yeah, so I try to watch a lot of Todd's games, in his stream a lot, chatting with him, chatting with his chat. And then he's very easy to follow because he puts a replay pack out every Monday. So I download that and I try to watch as many games as I can, be bothered. Which sometimes is only 1 or 2 games, sometimes it's more. And then I just try to download, like learn from whoever is playing in the top tournament. So if I can get games from Sok or Jimiko, they're like my favorite players. I try to watch their games when I can. But other than that, there aren't many other players to learn from, I guess. I love watching Thorzane's games, but he doesn't play very much or stream very much, unfortunately. But he has like a style where when he does something, it's usually fairly thought out.
Yeah, I heard he beat Happy the other day with Paladin rifles. That was just word on the street.
He does it like, I don't want to say regularly, but you see it happen. But I don't play Pala rifles because Pala rifles requires a lot of micro, and it's the kind
Right.
of thing I'm pretty terrible at. Like last second holy lights and stuff like that, I find that very difficult. So I don't play strategies that require skill. I like things where I like select 12 units and I press 1 and then A behind my opponent's army, and then I win or lose. That's like my kind of skill.
Would you ever consider just like only playing Mountain King and like Tower Rush cheesing?
Not really. I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not a very creative player. I play Archmage basically every game. I very, very rarely play like off meta strategies, but that's not. It's not really something I'm. Again, as I said, I'm not that good at thinking about the game while I'm playing it.
yeah.
So I play things where I know roughly what to do in various situations, and when you put me in an uncomfortable situation, I usually don't respond very well. So I don't like things that are a bit out of the box. I find that, I don't know. I don't enjoy it as much.
What do you think about Thunder's playstyles? I think Thunder is
Uh,
so interesting to watch.
I would love to be able to play like Thunder.
Yeah.
It looks like so much fun. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like I love watching his games, but I can't replicate it in my own games. I've been trying to add in a lot more Zeppelin players recently, but it's just like I find it quite difficult.
Yeah, he does the out of the box stuff. So let's say I guess I mean it's so hard to tell, but I guess who knows? Let's say you were able to we were able to get all the best players that'll land like right now from all the regions. You have like Cruncher, Hawk, whatever. Who has the best chance of defeating Happy?
Who has the best chance of defeating Happy? Like human players or any player?
Human.
Sok.
Zog.
I think for sure Sok. He's like incredibly good.
You think Cruncher could take a map? You think NA could take a map?
NA Warcraft 3, LOL. Just kidding.
Come on, videos in the chat. What the hell?
I don't know. I've not like the problem is you don't see Cruncher competing against those players very often. So he's very good against the players in his regions.
Mm.
But it's I mean, he's a very, very solid player, but I just don't know how he matches up to the other regions that well. Like, there's a big difference between North American Undead players, even like style-wise, right? Insub plays a very different style. Insub's like, oh, I'll do these cute little micro moves and stuff, and I'll base my whole game around like getting some surrounds with my ghouls or something. Whereas Happy just does that, but he's not focused on winning the game like that. He has a very, very all-round style. Like, he'll do the micro moves when he has to, but it's not the main part of his game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. I don't know. I kind of ran through all my cool Warcraft questions. Let's see if I wrote anything down. Do you have any what else do you do for fun? Or is this about it? You watch anime?
Do I watch anime? Not really. I'm not a big anime person.
Shame.
Obviously over lockdown, I want to say everything on Netflix, but obviously not. But the things I sort of am interested in on Netflix. So I tried to watch some anime the other day, but I kind of fell asleep while watching it and
That's
didn't get back
fair.
into it.
What show was it?
I can't even remember. I'll have to look it up. But I watched some anime in the past when I was younger and more impressionable, and thought I could find my waifu like that.
You
So no, I watched things like Death Note in the past, and like I really like Clonad. I don't know if you know that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude. I
like
watched
emotion.
all of
I watch
that.
them like emotional things. I'm not that much on like action and stuff.
Yeah. That's actually funny. Clannad, dude. Clannad was all the hype back in the day.
I don't know. I'm not in the scene, so I don't know like what's big and what's not. I know Death Note's big,
The ultimate waifu anime for sure.
and then like Hunter x Hunter or something like that. But I'm not. I don't really know what everybody has watched and what they haven't, because I haven't watched any of them.
And what about Black Mirror? You like Black Mirror?
Selective episodes, you know. There are episodes which are good. Things which aren't like as exciting.
So scary, not like. Do you like scary things? No, you don't. You like emotional
Um,
things.
not. I don't. It depends what kind of scary. I'm not good with gore.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I really don't like seeing too much blood or violence. I feel very uncomfortable and queasy. Like, I don't know whether you know, there was like a film a long time ago, 100 and something hours, 108 hours maybe, about a guy who was like trapped underneath a rock and he had to like
Oh
cut his
yeah.
arm off. I just couldn't watch it. I nearly fainted when I was watching it. I was like, okay, this is terrible. So that's why I'm not a paramedic, because I would faint before I would help somebody, unless I really have to.
Dude, I'm really bad with fucking gore.
So
I just,
I like subtle horror things that are quite fun, but not gore. I don't like gore.
all right, cool. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, now is also definitely throw them in. So Panic Rocker, I'm not sure if he asks, but he asks. Hippo stated Podem is free MMR for human. Will that change after Lolad vs. Sock?
I mean, usually when I say things, you obviously have to take them with a grain of salt. I'm not splitting gospel here, but in general, if you see like Priestess of the Moon coming, you know what's happening, so you just need to play better than your opponent and respond. Like, if you do the good response, you're in a good spot. I think it's not something that scales well into the late game. Let's say like that.
Yeah, it got me thinking. Like, so you're a rhino. Dude, I took a nap earlier, and I think I dreamed about like I had this dream that was like a rhino dinosaur or some shit, because I was trying to figure out what your actual like name was. Like, what's up with like the hipposaur and the rhinosaur? Like, I don't
I'm
want
not
to
sure.
make you question your name, but
I mean, I like big animals. I like dinosaurs. Put them together, and then you put like the fact that I'm not the best at remembering things, so I signed up to different websites under different names, and then you're like, shit, I've made a mistake now, and I can't change it. What do I do? And then you're like, well, in hindsight, I think Rhinosaur sounds a bit cooler than Hipposaur, but I think I'm now known by Hipposaur, so that's the kind of one that stuck. And it's not too bad, you know. Hippos are pretty cute. Rhinos are like more cool looking, you know. If I was like an anime character, I'd rather be a rhino. But yeah,
Got a pretty badass. I'm not sure if this is like stolen, but your icon for this is a crime. Your name is Rhinosaurier on Twitch, and your your profile picture is a hippo. What the hell is going on?
yeah. I mean, because I'm known by Hipposaur in the community and like stuff, so I've gone by that, and I think it's a good name. And
I
then I
like
got
Hipposaur. I think Hipposaur is a great name, actually.
yeah, I paid someone on Fiverr like a few bucks to make some Twitch emotes and stuff. And that's what they came up with. If it's plagiarized, I'm gonna claim that I'm unaware of it. I paid them to do the work, and hopefully they did the work. But you know, what can you expect for like $5? I guess
I had to pull it up.
that's all right. I mean, I thought it came out quite cute. And there's like a version with someone like with a shield, so it's like a defend. It's supposed to be a footman, right?
Right? Yeah.
And, a footman that's also a hippo, and then it's got a shield, so it's like a defend footman. I thought it was like a cool idea. This is when I first got like I started streaming every now and then and got the Twitch affiliate or whatever it's called, so I could have my own emote.
I'm kind of kidding, but I'm also not. You gotta start VTubing as a hippo. Like you gotta commission that guy to make a whole 3D model.
You got to get the subs somehow these days, don't you? It's
Yeah,
a tough market.
yeah, yeah. It's a tough market for sure. Wow, I really like this actually. This is a really great. Like I don't know if you could see this, but it's very natural.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, I can see it now. It looks good. I mean, definitely an improvement on the normal face, I guess. I could live with that.
So Kuberte is not your rival. I always imagined a very tense rivalry between you two. Jack is always in
Wait,
voice chat
I,
like, Hipposaur's he's such a tough opponent.
I mean, I think we're like similar levels, right? So when we play in tournaments, it's always, you know, or like practice, it's always close games, which I lose more often than I want to, so I get annoyed. And then I blame it on balance, obviously. But when I think back about it, it's usually because I make mistakes. In general, I don't like losing that much. Obviously, like, I don't think anybody does. So, in the heat of the moment, I get very angry. You know, this isn't. Let's just say this isn't the first keyboard I've had in the last year.
Yeah, what's like the hardest you've raged if you want to talk about it?
As I said, this isn't the first keyboard I've got.
Dude, I have a hard time like streaming. I have a hard time playing Warcraft 3 when I'm not streaming because when I'm like really properly like attentive and I lose, I get so fucking pissed, bro. Like I like have to leave the at least when I'm streaming, I like can't let myself get angry on stream because I can't be like I can't let myself be a fucking weirdo and like lose a game and be like fuck like like and like spaz out. Like at home I just like I have to get up. I have to leave the house because I just lost.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not much of a loud person. Like I don't have violent outbursts or something usually.
You just break the
I
keyboard.
you have to take that with a grain of salt, right? I didn't actually smash the keyboard. It's just, you know, some of the keys don't work anymore. You know, I didn't get up and like smash it around the house. It's just I like slammed my fist on it or something. So now it don't work anymore.
Have you seen that clip? I think it's famous where uh there's like one player who like I don't know, this is an Art of Warcraft video. He like lost and he like hit his camera. Maybe that's normal, honestly.
Oh, that's yeah. It's what's his face? Fuck.
It's kind of hilarious.
He's a French player. He's a
Yeah,
I don't want to
just
like
invite
burn
it.
bridges here, but he's a complete pain in the ass to play against because when he loses, right, he just goes and builds like 15 blacksmiths in his base and be like, I'm just gonna go AFK now and drink a coffee. And you're there like trying to kill the buildings, and sometimes he hides them around the map and you're like, just just accept that you lost and leave the game and be angry afterwards. Don't waste like everybody's time.
I'd never do that. I think that's like, sorry if you do this, but I think that's just like the most degenerate thing to do.
Twisted Mind, that's his name. Yeah, for some, I don't know if he still plays. He played a while ago and he streamed a lot. Sometimes he'd get mad and smashes his headset or whatever.
All right,
No,
Grinchy.
I don't do that anymore. I used to do that a lot more when I was younger. I was a very angry teenager, I guess.
Weren't we all?
And like especially at LAN, I'd like if I lost at LAN, I'd be really pissed, and I just wouldn't talk to anybody for like an hour or two afterwards. I'd like put my headset down, walk off, and just like be pissed.
Grinchy has a good question, but before that question, do you what is your policy on good luck, have fun, and GG? Because like I feel like every player has their own like attitude towards like when to say good luck, when to say good luck, have fun. GGL, GGLHF. Sometimes they just say have fun. Like where do you stand on the good luck, have fun spectrum?
It depends what kind of setting is in. If I'm playing a tournament, especially if it's on stream, I'll always say good luck, have fun, and I'll always say GG at the end, and like wish my opponent luck in the next round and stuff. Because I think that's like it's mannered, and that's the thing to like the nice thing to do. It's like cordial, and like we're playing a tournament, we're here to have fun. If it's on ladder, if you're a friend of mine, I'll probably say good luck, have fun, and GG. If you say good luck, have fun, I'll say good luck, have fun. I probably won't say GG if I don't know you. If I'm just laddering, I'm just trying to play games. I don't really care about that stuff.
Yeah, I have the same exact
it's
policy.
usually like with people that I know and that I'm friendly with. I think it's like the friendly thing to do. But if it's just someone I don't really know very well or don't like, then I just won't do it because I don't think it's important.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
That's my
it's very much
policy.
setting dependent, right?
Yeah, definitely.
If it's people that I'm friendly with, I'll do it. If it's someone that we're just there playing a game, it doesn't bother me at all if they do or don't do it. If I do it or don't do it.
Yeah. And I find that like if somebody else, if you know the person, then you already know like the vibe's already there, so it's fine to say it. But I feel like sometimes Warcraft 3 ladder players, I mean maybe it's worse in the lower MMRs. They could be like really bad mannered. And so by chatting at all, you've just invited them into like, I mean this is just my view, but like by chatting at all, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk, like so you could try to piss me off if you're that type of person. But I don't know. I might be cynical. On to a real question. What is your mentality before entering Warcraft 3 tournaments? For instance, do you have any pregame routines, like baseball pitchers before they are at the mound? Asks the Grinchy Uno main.
Depends on the game and like how important it's to me. If it's like a weekly cup, most of the time I'm only playing the weekly cups because I sort of started playing them all, and I'm like, damn, I can't lose the streak. Like on Duolingo, you've been Duolingoing for like you've got like 100-day streak, and you're like, shit, I don't want to do it, but I better do it now because I don't want to lose my streak. So I enter every cup, so I feel like I still have to continue entering every cup, or I'll lose my unique selling point, or whatever you want to call it. So most of the cups I don't care about that much. I know I'm gonna get knocked out in like the second or third round if I'm having a good day. But if it's something like a qualifier that I'm like, I really want to do well and perform in, or if I'm going to be on stream or something, I like put on some pump up music for the first few minutes and like jam out. And then like get up to like 500 APM at the start of the game, and then completely fail at the first hurdle. That's like the usual pre-game ritual.
So what language are you learning on Duolingo?
I'm not learning any language at the moment. My partner learns a language, and she's got a very long streak. So
How long?
that's where the reference came from. I speak English and German, and I'm not dedicated enough to learn other languages because learning a language is a lot of hard work and effort.
Yeah,
So,
agreed. I mean, math is basically the ultimate language. You're already learning a language.
well, yeah, but maths is a bit different because it kind of, I don't know, the rules make sense, whereas in languages the rules don't make any bloody sense. People are just like, this is the rule, and then there are
That's
these
true.
exceptions to it, and I'm like, why are there exceptions to rules? And they just are. That's how the language is. You're like, this is so stupid. Not that any language is stupid. It's just like it makes it very difficult for people to learn because there are inconsistencies in every language.
So are you fluent in German, or is it like know a little bit?
Ja, ich kann auch gut Deutsch sprechen.
Okay, I don't know
It's
what you
it's,
said.
it's a kind of my mother tongue actually.
Oh, epic. You can understand the Back to Warcraft streams. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's everyone doing? How did you wait? So how have you enjoyed you? Wait, you did captain team last season, right? You co-captain a team?
NGO?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been co-captaining a team for 2 seasons now. I think
How have you been
it was,
enjoying that?
it was the Happy Hippos on season 4 or whatever, and then last season it was the Tomb Raiders. It's okay. Like my motivation kind of dies out for it after a while.
Right.
Like I try to be very active at the beginning of the season, especially when I was first started. But obviously, I don't want to. I always ask for a co-captain to like share the workload with, which has I don't want to put anybody's name to shame, but sometimes it feels like I didn't know how much work was required, so maybe I put in too much or tried to put in too much. I mean, like I want to help people, but I'm not. I don't know. I want to use my time for playing myself a lot as well.
Yeah, you're
But it's
not
been
like
fun.
Paz and Cube who just beat up noobs all day. You have real aspirations.
I want to say aspirations, but um, like yeah, I don't want to spend all day like helping people. I'm not playing myself. I get more enjoyment of playing myself. But obviously, I also like interacting with people. It's really nice. You get to meet lots of nice people. So I always enjoyed that aspect, and like the players on my team have always been really good. They were cheated out of winning,
Yeah, yeah, it's
every
fucking
season,
rigged,
obviously.
bro. It's ridiculous.
We at the start of the season we were going to win, and then the first games happened and we didn't win the games, and it's like, well, this is just not fair, right? How can
Yeah,
my team not win?
yeah. Now you get the chats start like all the chats need to be public. However you guys decide matches, we're gonna have to start making like statistical formulas to match up MMR. This is just the peak Warcraft 3 competitive uh environment,
I mean,
and it's
do,
abominable.
do you really want to know how it goes?
I
It's not
mean,
it's not particularly scientific. It's like, do you have players around this? Like you list your players' levels and then you try to match them up as best as possible. And like if you've seen the players play, you're like, oh, this guy's pretty good against Night Elf. Maybe a Night Elf or something could do. Or I try to do if they've like practiced a lot against a race. I try to get them to play against that race. Just like let them use their practice. But it's not particularly scientific. I mean, like everybody's a volunteer and they're just trying to get as good games as possible.
yeah, I mean without GNL I wouldn't play ladder. Kaiser told me to join GNL, and I think if Lucker wasn't such a good coach, like the first season that I played, I don't know if I would have stuck with it. But that dude, he was so fucking helpful, bro. Cause like this game is such a pain to learn, bro. Like there's no like there's grubby videos which are just like grubby like, well guys, we're gonna play Orc today. Like I don't know. Like it was really epic to have like the GNL coach just kind of actually like walk me through games. You're a saint, Hippo. You're a saint.
Well, I think the problem with Warcraft 3 is that the fundamentals of Warcraft 3 are very easy. Like there aren't very detailed builds in Warcraft 3. They're like you build your altar on 5, you build your thing on 6 and stuff. And that's like for the first 2 minutes. that's like scripted, but after that, the details are in the interactions between players and how you use your own time. So it's a lot harder to like teach that to somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's something, if someone is just very slow at moving across the map because they're like, I don't know, every time they move a unit, they're like, think about exactly what am I going to do, where am I going to go, and they waste a lot of time. Like, what do you tell them? You're just like, you're being slow about it, just do it faster. Um, whereas in like, if you try to teach somebody StarCraft 2 or something, there's like a lot of counters and unit counters and builds and reactions to builds. It's maybe a bit easier to convey that kind of information. There's a lot more you can do with that kind of information. Whereas in Warcraft 3, it's a lot about fine details and unit interactions, and it's something you pick up with experience and just like doing it a lot and watching the replays and thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't put my Archmage in this position. Like I should move over here instead and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember, I'm going to butcher the way that he said it, but it really stuck out to me. But I remember Kaiser one time was just like commenting on how the difference between watching StarCraft and Warcraft. In StarCraft, you can always tell who's winning, even if you don't know what's going on. It's like the person with like more units killing the other person who now has less units is winning. But in Warcraft, it can be very subtle, like, hero levels, like having a certain hero combination alive at this time with these levels, and it just isn't. Yeah, it's the details.
Well, or even if if you give a 50 supply army to Happy compared to give 50 supply army to Kaiser, right?
Yeah.
And you fight against the same human player, the outcome will be completely different.
Yeah.
Like Kaiser will get completely smashed and be like, oh, this matchup is so broken. And then the human player, when he plays against Happy, will be like, well, I didn't kill a single unit, but I lost everything. Like this matchup is bullshit. It's like the decisions you make in fights make such a big difference, and just your ability to read what's going on.
I love all this Kaiser shade. I mean, that was out of nowhere, bro.
I needed an undead player, right? Someone
True.
of like
You need a scapegoat.
well known in the community at like 1300 MMR or whatever.
Dude, you're gonna keep him in retirement, man. Come on. 1300 MMR. That's worse than I am.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I find it very difficult to understand what goes on at lower MMRs. I'm so high up on the ladder. I just look down. And it's like, well, there's noobs down there. I'm kidding, by the way. That was a joke.
That's fucking great, man. How many Twitch chats are you a mod in, and how many of them are human players?
I mean, right now, just this one, but I guess there's not a human player stream. Usually, I'm on a lot of Twitch chats at the same time. I'm always on Todd's chats when he's online, and that's the one where I'm actually active. Then I watch Thunder streams when he's online, sometimes at the same time as Todd streams. I like then you start to run out of like human streamers that stream very consistently. I think I watch Scription. I don't know if he's still in chat, but that's more to have a laugh.
For to have a laugh. I've never seen him. I'll go check him out.
He's a German streamer. He's like quite funny. He plays for the Playing Ducks team. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a nice atmosphere. Like we're quite friendly with each other. Like so, I go there and I like meme with him and stuff. I watch Death Note sometimes, but not that much. I don't interact with the chat there as much, but he's a nice guy and he's obviously very good.
What do you think about Hawk's state of stream or scene?
I mean, Hawk's a really good player. Sometimes I think his details aren't actually that good, but that's just my sort of personal feelings, and I don't want to insult him or anything. He's obviously doing them a lot better than I am. I watch his stream sometimes, but obviously it's all in Russian, so I don't follow it that well.
Yeah.
So if I'm like in the mood to not play and watch some games, I'll watch him, but I wouldn't do that over playing my own games.
All right, awesome. Well, we're at like about an hour. I'm kind of out of any questions that Uh, now I just ask ridiculous questions or drama questions. So if anyone else has any other
Fine with
questions,
me.
all right,
Drama's
epic.
harmony.
So do you believe in God? Are
Just a
you
real drama question.
are you God fearing
Um,
man?
well, I don't regularly go to church. Let's say it like that. My answer to this is usually I don't tend to think about it. Whenever there's like big philosophy questions, it's like, do you believe in a God? It's like, well, I don't think about it. So I avoid giving an answer to this question. I just sort of get on with my day, and
Okay.
when I eventually have to face up to this question, it will be too late, and I'll be like, well, that's a shame. But yeah, I'm not a big philosophy person, so when these questions come up, I'm always like, why do people think about this?
Interesting.
Um, yeah, I know it's a very lazy attitude, but I'm a sort of very lazy person in life.
No, I think that was actually a really good answer. Like, you could argue it was a bad answer, but like I think that I like that. I like that.
I mean, I know it's not,
I mean, usually you get yes, I believe in God. No, I do not believe in God. People rarely tote. I don't know. At least whenever I ask people randomly whether or not they believe in God, I mean, the middle ground is I don't know.
well, I mean, I don't actively believe in it. Let's say it like that. I'm not, you know, completely saying there isn't one, but I don't spend my time with it. I don't spend my time thinking about it.
Okay. More practical. Aliens. I I believe
Um,
aliens exist. Like, there's been some pretty crazy shit in the news.
it depends what you mean by aliens. I don't think that there are aliens walking among us and shit, but I don't rule out that there are you know out there in the universe extraterrestrial life forms of some kind. I don't think we've made contact with them, or that we're ever going to make contact with them. But
Dude, I think they're.
uh,
I think
I, I, I feel like on statistical ground there probably are some, but nothing like science fictiony.
so. This has been in the news cycle partially over the past couple of years. I
Oh
think it
yeah.
was in 2018 or something. There was like this flying, this UFO that they spotted. It's definitely worth a read. There's all sorts of like conspiracy podcasts about this, but basically they spotted this UFO that did not move the way that any known aircraft can move, and they think it's aliens. But I feel like if you believe in physics, you gotta believe in aliens, like statistically,
Okay.
right?
But yeah, but not like, I don't know. Again, I'll refer to my previous answer. It's not something I think about very regularly,
Right. Fair.
or at all. You know, I wake up, I think about Warcraft 3.
Right. Okay.
I eat my
Something
lunch, I think about
you do
Warcraft 3,
think
and I go
about
to bed and I
regularly.
think about Warcraft.
Yeah.
Kappa.
Those damn on. So what's more like? What's less? What do you dislike playing against more? And it's a rhetorical question. Night Elf or Undead?
Um, Orc.
Damn it. Fair.
I,
Good
I
answer.
don't know. I think
The
depends
answer was
depends if I'm winning
Night
or
Elf.
not. If I'm winning, it always feels better to win against Undead because you're beating like the unbeatable race. But I think depends on who I'm playing against and how I'm playing.
Everyone hates playing versus Orc. You think? So, let's say you were in charge of balance. What would you change? Just for
Or
fun.
what would I change?
Yeah, or like any little thing.
I'd make anti-magic shell take damage from dispel. So
Yeah,
if a
yeah,
priest dispels it, it takes 200 damage.
yeah. I think
Um,
that's pretty fair actually.
I don't know how this would affect other matchups, but I think against human against undead, I think that's not a terrible change. Maybe you'd have to make it cost a little bit less mana or something so that undead can recast it. But like priests to dispel are like, they're so squishy. Like the undead can focus them out if they want. It's just one coil and one nova. It's like, I don't know. I think that would be maybe a good change.
Have you ever considered just moving to America to like become the ESL champion, or like because you'll always like you could be like number 3, man,
I mean, well, I don't think
right?
so.
Something like that.
I'm not quite that good, but I do watch the ESL scenes, and then I play against some of the players in ladder. I'm like, wow, I could be top 4 in America. But then I look at America, I'm like, man, maybe I don't want to move there.
That's
Sounds pretty.
nice, man.
Right.
It
I'm gonna
can
be
be
real
nice.
here.
It can be
It's pretty
nice.
scary.
It's pretty scary.
I'm like, I don't want to see people walking around with like AR-15s on their backs and be like, it's my freedom. I'm gonna do this.
No one
I'm
actually
like, that's
does
nice,
that.
but well, you see, but when you're in Europe, that's all you see on the news. Like
Yeah.
to us, every American or every other American, like there's two Americans. There's like the Democrat American and the gun American, right?
Who would you rather be friends with?
I don't neither really. Like an average American,
I
I'd,
mean,
I'd,
the
li- I'd like to be friends with Kaiser or something, but
Kaiser is
in
not
the
the
news,
average
Kaiser
American.
doesn't exist.
I think Kaiser is above average in something.
But have I ever seriously considered moving to America other than a meme being like, wow, this region is so skilled? Um, not really. I've been to America, I think, once on like a holiday. It was very nice, but I don't really like traveling, so getting to America would be pretty difficult and strenuous. And
Hmm.
then I don't drive, so getting around America doesn't sound very exciting either.
You just
You're
gotta
like,
you gotta move to the cities. Like not. I'm not telling you to move to America. I don't think you should move to America. I was kind of memeing. Uh, if anything, I would want it. Like, I think it'd be awesome to move to not America, but it'd be a huge pain in the ass. I'd never do it.
uh, I don't know. I'm quite happy where I am. I'm not. I don't need to explore the world or move anywhere else. They got internet here, so that's all I need.
Have you lived in the UK your whole life?
Uh, yeah, since I was like 3 years old, I think.
You were the Germany before then? Where did you live before then?
Yeah, so I was born in Germany, and then
Epic.
my family moved pretty soon after I was born to London, and then I grew up in London. So I consider myself more like British than I would consider myself German because I've never really like whenever I go to Germany, it's like a holiday or to visit family.
Mm,
I've never felt it's like a place where I belong or anything.
okay. I feel like I'm
Whereas
gonna
like,
I feel like I'm gonna
oh, go
ask
on,
this question and you're probably gonna be I don't know. Brexit? Brexit?
Brexit.
Yes, no? Don't think about it?
Well, I mean, did I want it to happen? No, but it's happened now, so you just got to live with it. Um,
Fair enough.
I was obviously fairly pro-European, and being from I was still like in a university at that time, so everybody around me was very pro-European, and I know that a lot of my research is was funded by the European Union. So
Now what's it
on a
funded
personal
by?
level, I would have preferred to stay, and but I accept that now it's happened. You just got to make the best of the shit situation we're in.
Were you shocked that it passed? Because like I remember when it happened, I was kind of like as somebody who's not from the UK, I was just like, holy shit, dude! It was so narrow.
I mean, I'm gonna say it was unexpected.
Yeah.
At least to like, I was at that time living in one of the most pro-Remain parts of the country,
Mm-hmm.
so it's very sort of outside of the bubble I lived in and outside of the area I lived in. So it's something that's very divided, like socially and geographically. So I wasn't expecting it, but obviously, if I lived in somewhere like Hartlepool or something, I might have had a very different view on it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Brexit really. I think that recently they sorted it out, right? Rather
Yeah,
recently.
they got to like some kind of agreement, and then
Yeah.
now we're living with the shitty consequences of that agreement.
Mm.
you know. But I mean, life goes on, you know. You just got to make do with what's happening. And like somebody like me can't influence what's happening, so I defer to trying to not worry about it too much when I don't have to, and just accepting that this is the new normal. And if I don't like the new normal, I at the next election can try to vote for something that will promise me a better normal.
Yeah, I think that's a very healthy attitude. So if you were to vote for like one Back to Warcraft caster, but like, I don't know, just if you were to vote for them, which Back to Warcraft caster would you vote for? This is a really unfair question, but
Would I be doing a serious vote or a meme vote? You know,
oh, seriously,
if I'm
are you
voting,
kidding me?
if I'm voting for the memes, you gotta go for Bidoo. But
Mm,
if I actually want Back to Warcraft to do well, you know, I think Neo is the steady hand that guides the ship very competently.
yeah, Neo is
Uh,
like he's like the rudder and the sail and the
he's
rigging.
just very down to earth and like he comes across as being very down to earth and knowing what he does. I watched some of the podcasts he does with Bidoo. I found myself disagreeing with Bidoo at every point, and I found myself agreeing with Neo at pretty much every point. So
A vote for the memes is a vote for Godot. A vote
yeah,
for
pretty much.
Warcraft is a vote for Neo.
You know, I don't really know what Carson does. He's just sort of a person that's there. And then Remo, he's just in jail the whole time, so I wouldn't vote for him.
Yeah, dude. Like, how often does he go to jail, bro? Like,
Well, I don't
what
think
the
he's
hell,
yeah.
man?
I think he just
I swear he's
has a.
always in jail.
It's just a meme, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
Like I
I
think
think
sometimes
I
he
don't
just
know. I don't know if he went to jail. People keep saying it.
no. I think sometimes he just it's a very demanding job that they do, so he just needs some time to like recover or do something else, and then he comes back and he's in his good spirits.
So I think Carson is he's really the sexy behind the scenes guy, you know?
So I sleep at normal times, so I don't really watch that much American content, so I don't know much about Carson. You know,
Ah, yeah.
that's the thing. I know
That's
Bidoo because
fair. That's fair.
he's a meme in the community. So I imagine Carson's like the serious part of the duo. So he doesn't pop up on my radar that much.
Yeah, I'm really biased because my name's also Carson. So I
Okay.
mean, I really, I think Carson's a cool guy for sure. Yeah, Remo very handsome though. I would let Remo do things to me.
Oh, for sure. If I could trade looks with Remo, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Remo got a haircut today or recently or something. He was looking better, or I don't know. I was like, damn, Remo, you're looking good. What this? I would let Remo.
Coach, when I saw Coach Remo in like his coach outfit, it did make me question whether I've made the right decisions in my life.
You've committed.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't really watch any Warcraft either. I mean, what's there to watch? It's just Hitman and Cruncher duel, and then everything else is just 1300 MMR, right, Kappa?
Kappa.
Nah, NA has the better streamers. Though. NA has the better streamers. We got Mr.
Yeah, Kenny has the
Eugene.
better streamers because they can speak English, I guess.
Whoa, shit.
You know,
All right,
if everybody
fine.
spoke English fluently,
Yeah,
then I think Europe would do a lot better. Like Europe has good German streamers, Europe has good
yeah.
Russian streamers, but I think for non like or for it can be a bit, you know.
Yeah,
I can see why
that's a
people
fair
might not watch
point.
someone who doesn't speak English natively with the same enthusiasm as they watch someone who speaks English natively. You know, there's a slightly less like interaction with the chat and less memeing kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's difficult if it's not your first language, right?
the Russian memes definitely, the Russian streams definitely meme. I don't know what they're
Yeah,
saying, but they're clearly memeing harder than the English streams.
yeah, but we don't understand any of it, so we don't watch the Russian streamers as much as we watch the English streamers because we're like outsiders to their community.
So, what do you think about the skill cups? I feel like you play the skill cups frequently too, right?
Yeah, I think the idea of the skill cups is very good. Um, like I like that there's somewhere where you go into the tournament and you don't know who's going to win. It's very exciting. I think it's a shame that they don't get more coverage. Like, there's usually German casters that cover them at the moment. Like Slasher is doing a really good job in Sparta.
Mm-mm.
There's some Russian streamers that stream it as well. Abuser does it a lot, I think. I think it's a really good playground for like players of my kind of level to compete. Like, you go in and you don't know, am I going to go out in round one? Am I going to get to the final? It's exciting. Obviously, it's not the highest level Warcraft 3, so I can understand why like other bigger profile streamers don't cover it. But I think it's a really healthy thing for the scene to have the skill cups, especially because it's sort of, if you're a mid-level player, this is like the only ground where you really have to like show that you're actually a good player, or
Mm.
like get further in tournaments and compete with players. Because if you sign up to an ESL Cup, there's like a 30% chance you'll get happy in the first or second round, especially because if you don't have a good seeding, you will always play against Happy or Foggy in the first or second round. And it's just very boring and demotivating. Like, there's no excitement to it. You just go into the game, it's like, all right, you've got to sign up so that the cups don't die, and that there is some content for back to Warcraft and stuff like that. Like that people see there's still Warcraft being played, but you don't enjoy it that much because you're going to lose anyway. But the skill cups, you go in and it's a very different atmosphere. It's like, yeah, anybody could go far. Well, not anybody, but like there's a larger group of players. There's more sort of storylines in the tournament and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I wish there was more of it, like amateur level competitions. But obviously, it's not the kind of thing that gets coverage, and it needs people to organize it. And if there's no prize pool, people probably wouldn't play. So it needs somebody to commit money to, and we don't have sponsors in the scene at the moment. So somebody needs to like put their own money in. And obviously, why would you put your own money in to get mid-level games when you can donate to W3 Champions and get like the best players in the world playing for your money instead?
Right, for sure. Yeah, I've heard people comment that there's a lack of like that mid level, the retired semi pro level cups.
Well, let's just say, well, even if you were someone trying to get better, like, where would you play to try and get better? Um, you can only play on ladder, and then only 16 players qualify for the ladder final at the end, and you already know mostly, like, there's a group of like maybe 30 players that can make it.
Yeah.
It's not open for new players that much because getting good in Warcraft 3 is so hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because lots of players have been playing it for 15 years and they know the game. Like, they could play the game tomorrow having not played for like a year and still be better than anybody who's started playing a year ago or so. So I think it's like the mid-level competitions that are really good, and they help players improve a lot. I think the scene is a lot more competitive because of skill cups.
What do you think about the? Yeah, I mean, and you're doing the UK League Cup. So
Yes.
hell yeah. What do you think about the Warcraft 3 the international? What is the international one called?
What do you mean, the W3IL?
Yeah, W3IL.
I mean, I know there was like a lot of drama about it a week ago, which I think was like pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that somebody's organizing it, and like there's people who've committed. I think the prize pool is over $550 now, which is obviously a big thank you to everybody who's donated there. Yeah, I really like it. I play with Raptor Gaming in the first division of that. Somehow they let us into the first division. And it's lots of fun. I like Clan Wars. I play Clan Wars with the UK people on the side too, and they're lots of fun. Obviously, the competition in W3L is a lot stronger, a lot more serious. I do feel I felt well, I played one match in it so far. I did feel pressure to do well, and I won my match, but it was close, so I was a bit nervous after I lost the first match. But I'm really really glad that people keep organizing these things and that I'm allowed to play in them. It's just something that like motivates you to try and get better because you're like I don't want to let my team down. I don't want to, you know, I want to see people. I want people to see me do well and stuff like that. So it's I'm very glad that people organize it.
Yeah, definitely. Big shout
And
outs.
then about the drama, there's like drama that some teams didn't make it to Division One.
Yeah, there's a Reddit
That
thread
felt like
about
they
it.
deserved. They felt they deserved to make it to Division One, and maybe they had a point. But I also think that sort of just play in Division Two for a season and then come up to Division One if you're good enough. It's not like the prize pool's that large, and I feel like there aren't really professional teams, so nobody's really depending on this prize money. It's just something that's nice to have. But yeah, I think it was blown a little bit out of proportion for the fact that it's like an amateur scene, and just play in Division Two, have some fun, and then come Division One next season.
Yeah, it was like a fun read. I don't know. It's always fun to like watch people be mad about stuff. I
Oh,
don't know.
I enjoyed
Maybe
it. There
not,
was like
but
I enjoyed reading the Reddit thread. I laughed
yeah.
about it a lot with my friends. There was like at least 600, 700 in the W3AL Discord afterwards. We loved reading that. We had our own little chat about it in our private UK group. We got the popcorn out. We memed on some of the things people said. It's just a good laugh.
It's
Like I
always
love drama. I have no problem with there being drama in the scene as long as I'm an outsider to the drama. Right? I don't want to be involved in any of it.
yeah. There's been quite a. I feel like the Warcraft 3 drama has been thriving lately. I don't I
Yeah,
don't
but a
I
lot
don't
of
want
it's
to
quite
bring things
boring.
up.
There's like people. There's a lot of name calling, and people are like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't like you. You don't like me," and they haven't liked each other for years.
Yeah.
Um, like Todd is like a polarizing character, let's say it like that, and you know what you're going to get when you see him pop up. But, yeah, I'm glad that so far it's nothing too serious. Most of it's in good spirits, I think. As long as nothing gets too toxic for the scene and starts actually putting people off the game, I'm
Yeah,
all
yeah.
for it. If it gets more serious, then people are like, oh, I really don't enjoy the atmosphere anymore. Then it's obviously gone too far, and I hope it doesn't get to that point. But as long as it's like petty stuff, like NA Warcraft 3, LOL, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely I guess it's always been there, but I don't know. I don't really want to talk shit, but I guess I inevitably will be. But there's definitely been like a interesting little culture that has popped up in like the War 3 Champions Discord where you now just have like technically one Discord where the whole Melee community like is/has to be a part of, and then the complete dredges of that just like get together to like try to form coherent sentences. It's crazy, bro. It's so fascinating to read.
I mean, what do you expect from a community of players that haven't moved on from a game that was released 20 years ago? I haven't found anything better to do yet. There's always going to be a few people who is like, you know, the reason they haven't moved on is because they're not able to find anything better to do. Um,
I really want to pull it
I,
up,
I,
but like there's some dude who's just like in the community drama channel. He was just posting like pictures of these like coins he had,
yeah,
and I was just like, what is going on? Like, what are you doing?
nobody knows. They're just, you know, every community has a few special snowflakes, and the Warcraft 3 community is so small that everybody knows the same special snowflakes, and they get a lot of attention. But yeah, I don't know. As long as it doesn't become anything serious, it's fine. It's fun to laugh at as an outsider.
Yeah, no death threats. Death threats would be bad. No serious shit. I don't know. I feel like I kind of got into Warcraft a little bit later, and
Yeah, me too. I wasn't around for the early, glory days. I'm
yeah,
not that old.
people talk about like, or at least I've talked to people about how there's like clan wars between like custom games, and it's like people are like sending each other fucking like death threats and shit, and like poison. It's like, bro, like,
That sounds like a North American World War III, if you ask me.
what? I mean, yeah, but they're Europeans. But yeah, exactly. It's too heated.
Hmm.
Hmm. Or well, I don't know if anyone else and anyone has anything else. Um, I would let Rima do things to make her birthday. Could be a good time to wrap up. 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Hell yeah. Um, thank you for coming on, man. It was a pleasure talking. I'm
No, thank you for having me. I mean, it's been fun. 1.5 hours have flown by.
oh hell
Um,
yeah.
I hope nobody takes anything I said too seriously. There are points where I gave obviously answers for comical effects. So please don't be too offended, especially if you're a North American Warcraft 3 player and your name is Kaiser.
Yeah, somebody has to go back and clip off those Kaiser comments. Although I don't think he'll notice. Kaiser's retired now.
I see. Probably for the best. He's probably reached the peak of his career.
Oh my gosh, just keeps going. All right, let's Hipposaur everyone. All right, so if you happen to, which I feel like would be an anomaly at this point, but let's say you're here and you're from the UK and you don't know about the UK League, the UK League,
Mm-hmm.
the Warcraft 3 UK Warcraft 3 League. I guess I'll link it in the I'll link it in the Twitch chat and in the YouTube description. Let's see.
Yeah,
What should I link here?
if you want to play, well, I guess maybe for YouTube it'll be a bit late. But if you contact me today or tomorrow, I'll put you in for season 2, and you can play. Otherwise, I'll try and be a lot better at streaming the content this season. So it should hopefully be, in theory, every Thursday and Friday, and then in between whenever people schedule their games. Should be fun to watch. It's not the highest level Warcraft 3, but it's good fun. Especially last season at the finals, like everybody got together on Discord and we watched the games. It's just lots of fun. It's a nice community to be a part of, and I know that Warcraft 3 has not implemented a way to actually meet people. So it's a nice way to get to know people and find people to play with.
Hell yeah! And if you want to check out Hipposaur's stream, very dedicated, full time, 8 hours a day, everyday streamer. Of course, I catch the
Yeah,
rare stream. It's enjoyable. It's a good laugh.
it's in between. It's when my internet allows it and when my mood allows it to.
Yeah.
When you stream, you got to deal with people in chat, and
Oh
it's really
yeah.
tiring when you
Oh yeah.
see.
You
You
could
know,
just ignore them. You don't have to.
but then why stream? What's the point?
You're good enough though. Like come on, man. Like Happy, like he just ignores his chat for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not happy. If I ignore my chat, nobody watch me.
It's true. It's true.
People that watch my stream are people that I know,
Yeah.
so we sort of like they get to comment, like talk to me, I guess, and I get to talk to them, and like we continue our conversations, I guess. If I was just silent, people wouldn't watch it. It's not, they'd go watch something else.
Yeah. I think you'd be surprised though, man. I think you'd be surprised. But like true. I don't know.
That's okay. I'm moving apartment soon. When I move, I'll try and get enough space for a hot tub and
Epic. Epic.
get my upper body out and
You'll invite
break
Sefit
it up for
over.
$1. And I don't have to find a job. I can just
Yeah, right on the
live off simps.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. All right.
I know.
Thank you for coming, Hipposaur. Everyone, catch the next hot tub stream. Any final remarks?
No. Thanks for having me again. You know, I appreciate all the things you do for the community and all that the like effort you put in. It's nice to see that there are people that care about this game so deeply.
I'm here to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thanks everybody for watching. Follow me on wherever I am. I think I'm on Twitter, Hipposaur too. I'm
Ooh,
on Twitch, Rhinosaurier.
I'll follow. I don't know if I follow you on Twitter.
Oh man, I just tweeted at you like an hour ago to say this was on. I even got a retweet from the
Oh,
real Back to Warcraft. I was like, wow.
what? Oh my god! All right, I'm following you
Yeah.
now. Epic. All right, guys. Catch you next time.